Nothing can prepare students for the change that will occur when they leave home for the first time, with or without their parents. The transition into any new place is life-changing, and it can be challenging. I have talked to many students who have described this time as a shock to the system or even depressing. But on the other hand, this is a moment in their lives which will forever shape who they will become as people, as world participants, and as future leaders. Slide, please. I have never moved or been forced out of my own home country. So I have asked two former students of mine to share their experiences in order to give a name and a face to what I am presenting. Yaming is a former student of mine. He is from China and moved to Arcadia, California in 2014 in order to study in an American high school with the ultimate goal of attending American university. Desange is a current student of mine. She is a Rwandan student who relocated to Arizona as a refugee several years ago. I asked each of these students what were the three hardest parts about the transition into American life. Slide. Yummy shares the three hardest part about moving to America and studying here were the language, the loneliness of a new place, and the culture shock. Chinese people really like to work together. There is more of a feeling like you can count on one another. Americans are more independent and their thoughts are very different. My whole life, I just studied for the good grades and because my family made me. When I moved to the United States, I realized domestic students studied for themselves. Slide. Desange shared the first thing was language because it challenged my mind and my brain. I struggled a lot to the point where I would be mad at myself for not knowing, but also it made me learn faster because I wanted to talk to people. The second hardest thing was the treatment. I wanted to play with other kids, but they would go away from me and call me names. It was very hard for me. You get lost trying to please people in the name of wanting to be included. The third thing is the food. Most people welcomed us with meat and seafood, and I am vegan. I do not eat that. So when I was conversing with them about their backgrounds and how they overcame a lot of these feelings, they were very open and honest about the struggles they had and the struggles that many people hold inside and cannot release out of fear or the inability to put the words to it. This sadness sounded very similar to a close friend of mine's experience. She was an adult when she came to the United States. It was her dream to come here. And because she lived in a country that was very oppressive for women. But even that did not stop the loneliness or the culture shock for her. So I say this because each of these examples are all different. Everyone came to this country for different reasons, but they all explain how hard it was to adjust. If your scholar is experiencing any of these feelings, I hope this brings some form of comfort in knowing that they are not alone, that this is not the end of the story, that it's just the beginning. And there are many ways new international students can be supported.